Every promise to pay money sounds simple, but one question changes everything. Does it earn interest? The Uniform Commercial Code answers that question in Section 3-112, establishing when interest exists, how it begins, and what happens when the amount isn't clearly defined. The first rule is surprisingly simple. An instrument does not automatically earn interest. Unless the document itself says otherwise, the obligation is only to pay the stated amount, only what the instrument provides. When an instrument does provide for interest, the law supplies another important rule. Interest begins on the date of the instrument, unless the instrument clearly establishes a different starting point. That date becomes the reference point from which interest begins to accrue. Interest doesn't have to be written only one way. The UCC allows tremendous flexibility. It may be expressed as a fixed dollar amount, a variable dollar amount, a fixed interest rate, or even a variable rate that changes over time, as long as the instrument adequately describes how interest is determined. Sometimes, the instrument points somewhere else. Instead of listing every calculation, it may reference information outside the document itself. Market indexes, published rates, financial benchmarks. Those external references can become part of determining the interest owed. But what happens when the instrument says interest is owed, yet no one can actually determine the amount? The law refuses to leave the question unanswered. If the interest provision cannot be calculated from the description provided, Section 3-112 supplies the missing answer. Interest becomes payable at the judgment rate, at the place where the instrument is payable. The law provides certainty when the document does not. Everyone involved, the maker, the holder, the lender, and the courts, can determine how interest should be applied. Consider two notes. The first promises payment, plus 5% annual interest. The calculation is straightforward. But the second merely says, interest shall apply, without explaining how. In that case, the judgment rate fills the gap established by law. UCC Section 3-112 establishes a clear framework for interest on negotiable instruments. Interest is not implied. It must be provided for in the instrument. Understanding these rules helps reveal how negotiable instruments create certainty in commercial transactions. Because in commerce, clarity builds confidence, and certainty keeps business moving.